So, so we're gonna talk, I guess, about Fuzz Candy, the first track off the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not the first song written for the album.
No, it was actually one of the last songs written. It was like, I think, the eighth.
Eighth?
Yeah, I think it was the eighth because
Pat wrote Fortunate Liar.
ninth, and then Fools in Hyperspace was
10th. But the reason why it's starting the album is because I just flat out love the beginning. I mean, I made that call early on. I didn't care what they thought. I was like,
no, even me too.
Like it was. That's how the album's gonna start.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for? Because from what I knew, or my take would be that it had a villain, a Hail the Villain type of influence to it.
You know what? I honestly have no shame about that. I loved Hail the Villain, as I'm sure most of you out there did as well, and I just thought, you know, fuck, I loved the intensity and the heaviness and the griminess and just the fucking the dirtiness that Hail the Villain had that in their sound, and I thought, well, since this song is about Oshawa, you know, really dirty, grimy place, I want to write a fucking totally, you know, menacing riff that's gonna you know, encapsulate that feeling.
And that's the thing, right? Like the villain sound was definitely based off a riff, right? And you
riffs,
that
exactly.
riff would kind of repeat quite a bit, but it was the flow. It's a simple type of song that you just make heavy with a pounding beat, right? Mm. One of the things that I thought shot this song through the roof was what Kelly added to it too. And when he hit the chorus with that "Let it die, let him hide," that whole feeling. And that fill comes in,
yeah.
I thought that just set it off too, and it just felt like over the top punk rock, villainy type of tune.
Yeah, with a bit of
kind of like Social Graces in a way, right? Like to me, that's kind of what it feels like. That repeating, and this is like the same idea, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of funny because as much as I try and separate myself from anything that would be a Hail the Villain type of song or anything in that around them. I also think that, you know, a lot of it comes back to it feels good. And that's a song that felt good right away after we started writing it, and it flowed itself right to the end within a day.
Yeah, it was a really quick write, for sure. It just felt good, yeah, there was really nothing, there's other songs that it took much more,
a lot more.
You know, mixing parts and taking parts away and just getting all crazy. This song, yeah, it just unfolded almost perfectly.
And as Xander touched on, lyrical content to the song is definitely about Oshawa. I wasn't gonna even touch the city. It's not the worst place in the world. We got to be honest. There's sections of Oshawa that's pretty nice. Like they got some money in parts, but
in the
and I'm sure people will come on and they'll be like, oh, every city has their problems, but
not like Oshawa.
Oshawa has characters, and I think that. Yeah. With the villain vibe to it, and the villains were based out of Oshawa, which is not far from where we are. The whole inspiration for the song or the lyrical content came around just the things that I'd see late at night at that band room. And it's right by GM, which is the car plant, and the most interesting and colorful characters come out at night in that city.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole idea of this song was setting up everything from probably $2 hookers, right?
$2 hookers, you know, yeah, all kinds of crack whores. I got chased once by a crack whore.
I saw a woman with a tattoo, like her face tattooed, pushing a stroller.
What was in the stroller?
A baby. Like
a real?
Yeah, as far as we could tell. Like there's never not an interesting moment, right? Like something's always happening.
It's true.
And so this song, you know, in the chorus it sings things like, we are a wasteland raised in suburbia. So yeah, it's the suburbs of Toronto, but it is definitely a wasteland. And there's times when all hope kind of feels like it's lost, and people just don't even think about the city or think about it existing. And I kind of wanted to draw some attention to that.
Yeah.
With this tune, I talk about it a lot on stage. I've always had tons of shit to say about Oshawa on stage, so it felt good actually putting it in a song and giving some love to where it all happened, especially for me. Anything else?
Yeah, I think the middle section of the song turned out to be quite interesting. I mean, for a few things, yeah. I mean, Brian just started saying some what was it, Casey Jones?
Some Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Ninja
some
Turtles.
lines, and yeah, as he was saying them, it was pretty hilarious, and it was just a joke at first, and Brian really didn't even want to record it, but I was pretty insistent. I'm like, you got to put that on the album, and I think it's cool.
It was. It's something that I always want to start a song with that take. It's if any of you guys have seen the first Ninja Turtles movie, it's a scene where Casey Jones meets Raphael for the first time, and I always loved the idea of how it talked about punkers, and I always want to start a song with it that you're just some dirty punk rocker, and that was just the moment, and I didn't want to keep it.
It works.
It sounded so stupid, but it does work. It's kind of cool. The more I listen to it now, because whenever you put in talking into a song, it never goes well. You usually sound like a retard. Not that I should use that.
It can sound forced or whatever, but it doesn't sound forced. It sounds like, I don't know. That's where it's meant to be. You know, it's perfect. I think I wouldn't have put it anywhere else. You know,
So this is going to be Fuzz Candy. I know a lot of you have heard it before because we posted it, but we're going to start the hour at 1 o'clock Thursday. This is the first part of a new song every half an hour, the marathon. This is Fuzz Candy, fully mastered, ready to go.
Crank this up.
Crank this shit up.
Yeah.
Don't listen to it on your laptop.
That's
Well,
right.
go ahead. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Whatever,
care.
yeah.
Yeah, you do whatever you want to do. But enjoy it, and we'll be back to talk about Freeze Frame when it's done.